Hello, and welcome to the Lounge Pokemon Draft League Season 1 Battle Breakdown, a series where we briefly dissect and discuss the battles from each week, featuring and pointing out any highlights, upsets, or major plays made during those games. This is Kyle from Team Motif, and today we'll be watching a Week 1 matchup between Eric and Alex. Eric is on the opposite side with the Big Fishmonger tag, and Alex is on this side with the Pokesteelix 123 tag. This battle really came down the wire and featured some interesting sets and strategies that you don't see too often, and it's pretty exciting. If you haven't watched it yet, you're in for a big treat. Let's start it off. Starting with Slitherwing versus Hatterene. Maybe Eric decided to lead with that Pokemon due to the Magic Bounce ability in case he suspected Alex bringing any hazards. There are also some funny nicknames in this battle too, so you can pay attention to that for some extra laughs. And we get started right away with the interesting sets. You don't see Sunny Day too often in singles, but you usually just see the Booster Energy ran on the Paradox Pokemon. But in this case, the Sunny Day didn't hurt too bad because Eric was spending a turn with Trick Room. Not the most common way to get your Photosynthesis ability, but in this tournament I think it'll get the job done. Eric switches to the Iron Hands, and it was interesting that Alex went away from the Slitherwing right away after setting up Sunny Day. Usually you'd want to stay in to keep your boost, but in this case he switches into the Eric Sucks Mimikyu. With Trick Room, Iron Hands will be able to go first, hits through the disguise, but also paralyzes him. And he is stuck from paralysis, and he does not get to move in this turn. So even with the paralysis here, I bet he'll still be faster. Because we're gonna see in the Trick Room, the Iron Hands moves first. So that means even with the speed drop, the Mimikyu is faster, which means Iron Hands goes first in Trick Room. Another paralysis as well. Alex says he's had enough and switches to the Bellibolt, hoping to take a Thunder Punch, and he tanks it beautifully, only taking 13%. With the leftovers back to 93%. Trick Room has ran out now. Eric switches into the Gengar, and here's another very interesting set. Changing the type to water with Soak. He did this, I believe, to try to change the Iron Hands type, so that way the electric attack would actually do a lot of damage. But in this case, the Gengar ends up being turned water type, and you're gonna see what happens next. Destiny Bond. Who does this? Why with the Gengar? You usually think Gengar is this offensive Pokemon, but in this case, the Destiny Bond ended up working out well because the water type, the charge electric attack, that's gonna be enough to take it out. And with the Destiny Bond, takes out the Bellibolt. Maybe that was something that Eric was afraid of. Big tank, getting charge each time, can heal with leftovers, probably at slack off as well. So not the worst trade for Eric, probably beneficial for him too. And with the Trick Room team that he's going with, Gengar is usually faster, so just getting that out of the way could help him in the long run. Anyway, we're back to the original matchup here with Hatterene versus Slitherwing. First impression, doing almost half damage. It is neutral because Fairy resists and Psychic is weakness to it. And Trick Room is going back up. Switching back to the Iron Hands. Sunny Day is back up once again. Focus Punch. Very interesting there. You don't see that too often in singles. He was really maybe a misclick. Maybe he was expecting a switch, but he will get hit from the U-turn, which will break his focus. Eric going into the Charizard. So, losing focus there, unable to move. Alex opting to go with the Solar Power ability, which boosts the special attack in the sun, which could be another reason why he had Sunny Day. So we'll see if he can have a special attack here. Going into the grass, so that way the electric type won't be very effective. but he takes a Rock Slide instead. That definitely would have taken it out. Earthquake will be super effective, but it's interesting to note that even though he has a Solar Power ability for the special attack, Alex still decided to go for a physical Earthquake here. Did have the type advantage, but I wonder if this is a mix set. Solar Power gonna hurt him. And Drain Punch here gonna take out the Charizard because Flying is no longer Charizard's type, which means does not resist the Drain Punch. And this is a decent Terra type for Alex. He did end up surviving the Rock Slide, dealing a little bit damage on the Earthquake, but it did not end up making him survive too much longer. So we'll see if that comes back to bite him, kind of using that Terra type early. Going back into the Mimikyu busted here, somehow healed the paralysis, and is this a special Mimikyu? Thunder Punch? That's a lot of damage. No, it is not a Mimikyu. Were you fooled at home? I bet you were. It was actually the Zoroark from the Legends Arceus. He is down to the red HP, but he does have that 2-time special attack. No more Sun. Switching back into the Hatterene. He will be able to survive it, but it will not matter because the second Flamethrower will take it out. Not in Trick Room, won't be outspeeding, but the Sucker Punch, Revenge Kill from the Honchkrow here, and Moxie Honchkrow with Life Orb, that is going to start to deal a lot of damage. Here comes a Slitherwing. He switches out, did not want to take the neutral first impression here. Instead, taking a super effective first impression on the Slowbro. Now, I'm guessing the Slowbro also wants to set up Trick Room. But he decides to switch out, and the huge crit coming in on the U-turn, sending Honchkrow into the red HP. Switching back into the Mimikyu here, and Sucker Punch will take out the Mimikyu, but this is going to result in the double KO because in the red health, below 10, going to take itself out. 3v2 situation, Eric with the lead. Opting to Terra type into the Dragon here, so that way the first impression will not have a super effective attack on him. Able to survive. Will this come back to bite Alex? Very good Terra type usage for that turn. And he's able to get a Trick Room up. Now this could be big here, because we've seen that the Iron Hands is a very slow set. We're not sure about the Magnezone yet, it hasn't been revealed, but the Slowbro here will be able to get one last attack. Goes for the Yawn here. Interesting play, because all we've seen this Slitherwing do is Sunny Day, First Impression, and U-turn. It's First Impression to almost every time it's been out, and then it U-turns away. I'm not sure if there's really nothing else for the Slowking to do here, but the U-turn will take out the Slowking, and Alex will be able to switch out to not fall asleep. Maybe a misplay from Eric. Maybe he just wanted to see if he was going to use Sunny Day again. But anyway, we have the Kingambit with the Forefallen boost. Sucker Punch doing half health here on the Magnezone. But the Thunder, able to hit, does not get a paralysis. And with Trick Room, wow, so this is a very slow Magnezone. Kingambit usually isn't the fastest Pokemon. Maybe Alex is running max speed here, but this was definitely a Trick Room based Magnezone here. No body press on the Magnezone, which is something it can run, which would have destroyed the Kingambit. Thunder gonna miss. And the Katao Cleave able to take out the Magnezone, sending in his last Pokemon, does Eric. And we'll see if he can come back from the 2v1. This is a very slow Iron Hands though, and should be able to outspeed in Trick Room. Goes first, and there's the 4x Drain Punch. That would have easily killed with full health too. Eric back to full. And now we'll see what last attacks that this Slitherwing has. Goes for the First Impression. It's not going to do much. Thunder Punch gonna deal over half, and this is looking like curtains for Alex here. U-turn, Hail Mary, not gonna do anything, and Thunder Punch will take out the last Pokemon for Alex. Eric able to take the win. A lot of silly sets in there. We saw a Destiny Bond, Gengar. We saw a Sunny Day on a Paradox Pokemon. We also saw a Soak on a Bellibolt that ended up coming back to bite him in the end. But a very close battle, came down to the wire. Maybe if Alex had used Terra-type a little bit differently. I fell victim to this in my first battle too. Getting a little bit trigger happy with the Terra-type my Gardevoir. But anyway, that's gonna do it for this first one. Hope you enjoyed the battle, and I hope everyone stays tuned for the next ones coming up. Should have more exciting battles in the future.